It's the Sittin Sportside podcast, exclusively on 1045theteam.com.
Hey, welcome into the Sittin Sportside podcast on 1045theteam.com. We're playing this, Mike. I don't give a crap.
Evil Empire.
Yeah.
Does that mean Yankee season's coming?
Some Yankee talk. Here's what I want to do right now on this Yankee talk. I kind of want to find. I can't really find a good drop right now, but here's what I have to say. I'm gonna turn this down. I feel like there's some Yankee fans that are kind of, how should I say, maybe losing something. And I think Darth Vader needs to remind our favorite. You can probably unplug those headphones too, because then I'm starting to hear myself echoed. I think Darth. Well, keep them in right now. Keep them in, higher a little bit, because we need you to hear this. Darth Vader would be that's Darth Vader's theme, right? It's the Imperial March, but that's really Darth Vader's theme. Yep. So Darth Vader needs to tell us something.
I am your father.
Not coming through.
No, it came through. I saw it come up on the thing. How high do you have the mic?
Try now.
I hear it now. All right.
I am your father.
Nope, that's the wrong one. That was the wrong one. I had it before. Sheesh.
I am your father.
You're my father?
You know what? I thought I was just going to say faith, but it says father. Where's the I find your lack of faith disturbing?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's no up. Well, I tried. I tried to find your lack of faith disturbing drop. Apparently, we don't have one. But I find the lack of faith disturbing, Mike. There's people who are freaking out after Sevy. Regardless, we need to sign Keuchel. I mean, come on, have some faith in this team. I feel like we've had too much offseason to talk about this, so people are starting to go nuts. And look, Severino's going to be out for 2 weeks. It is very much. Maybe we go to the Jets podcast. Mike and I are on the opposite spectrums. We get a little heated. Well, maybe we'll get heated here. Maybe you're on this side of freaking out over Sevy, and I think it's just discouraging injury, and we should be a little bit worried. But I'm not going to go as far as I still have my faith.
I obviously don't like the fact he's hurt, because it's never good.
Of course not.
But I'm glad it's now and not mid-season. You know what I mean? At least get that shoulder right now and have him for the long run. That's more important to me.
Keuchel or no Keuchel?
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it at all. I mean,
I also wouldn't hate growing a few inches and being able to dunk.
I can dunk. The hoop's just got to be the right size. I can dunk.
That was funny.
I can dunk. Just got to be the right size. That's all. You know.
Did you get that from something?
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying you're not original.
You know what? I want to be like Mike, okay?
You are Mike.
But I want to be like Michael Jordan.
Okay. Anything else here? Is it? That's the podcast? It's over?
That's it. It's over. No. Anyways, we got to get this in here. DeAndrea's Pizza is now our proud sponsor of the Sittin Sportside podcast, which, if you didn't hear first already, we are coming to you live every Sunday starting almost every Sunday. March 31st.
Well, just about every Sunday.
Yeah.
Starting March 31st. It'll either be me or you, or we have some fill-ins who could possibly fill in for us. Yeah. So
it'll be a good time.
We'll take some time off.
DeAndrea's Pizza located 33 Caroline Street and 645 Saratoga Road in Gansevoort. I got my numbers right this time, Eric.
You did, and they got great pizza, including great subs as well in terms of chicken parm, dinners.
Tell Rory you heard about it from us right here on the Sittin Sportside podcast.
That's true. Buffalo chicken. Sounds good.
Can we stop talking about food, because I'm really hungry now.
Yeah, I'm really hungry too. But no, we also got to get. Well, what we also have to get in is your answer on Keuchel. You said I wouldn't hate it. Yeah, of course you wouldn't hate it. Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
That's a good question, because that's a matter of opinion. I think having the extra arm would be great. It matters
on the contract too, right?
All depends on the money. If the money's right, go for it. I'm actually surprised nobody's picked him up yet, honestly. Are there any bites at all on him lately?
Not that I know of, in terms of what we've seen in the media being reported. Any concerns about CC Sabathia heading into this year? I know he's been injured.
Another reason why I think Keuchel would be a great signing, because CC's getting old last year.
All right, so I'll throw 2 names at you. 3 names at you, actually.
Okay.
Domingo Herman, Jonathan Loaisiga, and Jordan Montgomery.
Ooh.
Those are reasons why you don't sign Keuchel.
To see some lasagna this year. The kid's good. He's gonna be good. He's what, 22? I think Loizaga is. I think he's only 22, and he came up last year, and he was darn right good at 21 years old for the Yankees last year, and nobody knew who he was last year.
He was okay,
but he became Johnny Lasagna.
He struck out a good amount, which was awesome, but he also had some issues with.
He's 24. Hey, and he's
location. But he's the Yankees' best pitching prospect, I would say.
His birthday is a day later than mine, and he's 4 years younger than me. November 2nd, 1994. I was born November 1st, 1990.
Guess what? I was born in 1994.
Guess. Oh, you know whose birthday I actually you know who I share a birthday with?
November 1st. Madonna.
No. Masahiro Tanaka.
Fantastic. I
He's
can name
a
some
year
people.
older than me.
Brittany Griner. Zac Efron. You don't want to go? October 18th. Yeah, Montgomery, we don't know yet. I mean, there really hasn't been much talk about Montgomery coming out of camp. He was throwing things back in February, 50 throws at around 90 feet.
What was he throwing?
He was throwing baseballs.
Oh, okay, sorry. I
February
want to clarify
13th.
that.
That was the last report I really have on him. So, but Loizaga has to be the Yankees' best pitching prospect after trading Justice Sheffield, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I can't get over trading Sheffield, man. I liked him. I understand why they did it, but I really like Sheffield. I did.
He's good.
He's good.
He's going to have a good career in Seattle.
I'm excited for the little bit I have actually got to watch the Yankees this spring from being so busy. I can't wait to see Florial.
I like how before we go to there, I like how you're now backing off. I don't like this deal because you're seeing Paxton, how good he's been in the spring.
I haven't seen him throw one pitch. I'm not even lying to you,
but
Eric.
Before you would have been like, I miss Jordan Montgomery and we got this stupid Paxton character.
Now
you're backing
Paxton
off
throw one pitch. I've not seen him throw one pitch.
All right, so you still have that.
And I'm not just saying that because I haven't, because I'm like, I don't care. I honestly have just not watched enough spring training games to see Paxton pitch.
But it sounds like you're coming around on Paxton.
Yeah. You know what? If it wins us a World Series, I won't complain.
Where's my drop of Levac?
Actually, it's put the game on. They're on right now. They're losing, but
they're playing the Orioles, right?
They're down 6-2, bottom of the second.
All right. Can you just do me a favor real quick?
Yes. Speaking of lasagna, he's on the mound today. Not doing too well. Do you a favor, what?
And say that again about the World Series.
If they win us the World Series, I won't care. Will not care.
You will not care about the Paxton trade, right?
I won't care.
You didn't hear it, but it's your favorite drop.
They are down 6-2, bottom of the second right now.
Of course no one would care. You win a World Series. How about this one? No duh!
What?
Come on, man!
I heard it that time.
You did. No duh!
No duh!
Anyway,
yeah.
Keuchel.
How do you feel about it, Eric? Honestly.
I'm feeling nothing more than 3 years. I think the ideal would be 1 year deal. I don't know if Keuchel wants it because you're 30 years old. You want as much guaranteed money as you can. If you're not getting it this offseason, you're going to get it next offseason. Probably not. But if you're telling me it's 3 years or less, I'm all for it. Because you're going to need something to replace CC. This season you're already going into the season with 2 injured starters. Now you only have 3 out of your 5 healthy going into the season. So I think it makes more sense now than ever. If it's a 3-year deal, you get the immediate impact right after CC for 2 years, and it makes sense. This guy is beating you a lot. And if he goes back to Houston somehow, because Houston's having not problems, but they have McCullers out for the entire year. Jesse James, who's going to be the number 5 starter, he's injured now too. If he goes back, and then how much do you trust Colin McHugh in Houston? If he goes back to Houston, he's hurting you, and he's hurt you a lot in the playoffs in the past. So you could also be preventing him from going somewhere else that could hurt you this season. Who knows? I don't love how deep into spring training we are now. So because we saw what Lance Lynn and Alex Cobb were kind of last year after signing really late into spring training. Even though Lynn gave some quality innings to the Yankees, it still wasn't the pitcher that people thought he could have been when he was signing last offseason. So there's still problems with that. But if he goes to a team that's going to hurt the Yankees, as opposed to the Yankees being able to get him for a decent, it's gonna be money. But for a 3-year deal or less, if they could do that, that's what I'm all for. Because if he hurts you, and now you don't have anyone post CC, and now you're injured with 2 people, CC and Severino going into the season, it's not good. It's not good. And I think Keuchel, it makes more sense now more than ever going into this year.
Well, I'm gonna jump
for
off.
a short-term deal.
I'm gonna jump off topic here for a second. We've got breaking news from Adam Schefter.
Don't do this.
It's not Le'Veon Bell, but Cordero Patterson, 2-year, $10 million deal with the Chicago Bears. Thought I'd just throw that in there. What do you think, Eric? Good or bad for the Bears?
Why are you throwing that into this podcast?
Because it just broke.
It just broke, and it doesn't matter. People are going to listen to this tomorrow and be like, I don't give a gosh darn about Cordero Patterson.
Anyways, back to the Yankees.
All I got to say is the Patriots have made Patterson a ton of money where he's going to stink next year. He'll probably be a good part of that offense, but it's another Patriots guy. He'll probably end up with the Patriots again, but he got money going elsewhere. Right? Am I wrong? He's going to, correct me if I'm wrong, Cordero Patterson will be a Patriot with it before that contract's up. Right or
Probably.
wrong? He'll be a Patriot again before that contract's up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else on the Yankees? This is supposed to be a Yankee-centric podcast. I'm not sure we have anything else. You brought up Florial. Let's go back to Florial.
I'm excited to see this kid in the majors, man. The one game I actually got to watch, Florial hit a ground. It was against the Braves. Hit a grounder to short. Kind of, he's like, oh, he thought it was getting through. The shortstop got it, and he's like, oh my God, I gotta bust my tail. I've never seen somebody, God bless you, seen somebody turn on the jet so fast to beat out a ground ball in my life. I was amazed. And the kid is just quick. Then he stole third like there was nobody, or it was second or third, I don't remember what it was. Like there was nobody there. Like they were just standing still. The kid is quick. Quicker than quick. Insanely fast.
Faster than lightning. Quicker than quick. That sounds like Lightning McQueen to me.
I was going to say that. Lightning McQueen?
Exactly.
Are you excited to see him in the majors?
He's the top prospect in the organization, of course. Yeah. But it's not going to happen this year. The only way you get him this year is if you have a Juan Soto type purge of your outfield, where Juan Soto had to come up last year for the Nationals. Eaton was out, Robles. It was Eaton. Eaton was out. I think you had other multiple injuries in that outfield, and then even the other top prospect, Victor Robles, was also injured, so they had to go to Juan Soto. No, they didn't have to, but they decided to go to Juan Soto. That's the same thing with Florial. He's not coming up this year unless it's a September call-up.
If Gardner gets hurt.
Yeah, Frazier. Book him in.
Okay. Hicks gets hurt.
So now you're just wishing for a purge for the Yankees.
Just hypothetical.
Right, Hicks gets hurt. You move Frazier. So Gardner and Hicks are both hurt.
Yeah.
You move Frazier to center field. Stanton can play left. You DH Andujar. You put LeMahieu at third.
Okay.
You still have Voit at first.
Jacoby Ellsbury. Oh, let's not forget.
He could be back. He could be back.
He's still a Yankee, even though it's been like 3 years since he's donned the pinstripes. Well, it's 2, but
something will happen. There's had to be a buyout option in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I think Florial, I could see him in there in September call-up.
Definitely September call-up, and maybe you're right. Maybe there is something that happens, and the Yankees feel like they need a spark plug, and they go with him. I don't know, because Frazier's also had the concussion problem, so who knows about that. But I really hope it doesn't happen.
As much as I don't love Clint Frazier, he's a good player. He's just not my favorite.
You don't like Frazier?
I don't hate him. He's just not my favorite.
That's fair.
I'm glad to see he's hopefully on the right track, because I don't want to see anybody get hurt to the point of they can't play what they love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sad.
I'm glad you don't hope that someone that could help the Yankees is hurt. I'm glad you don't hope that. Or anybody in general. But
no.
Especially a guy who's
don't want to see
shown a lot of pop in his brief stints in the majors.
Oh my God, has he ever? I wish I had his pop in my bat. I just wish I had a bat.
The Mickey Mantle thing or what?
Possibly. It's tough to say.
I mean, these kids nowadays,
it's tough to say. I mean, how good was what's his face supposed to be there? Oh God, what the hell was his name? Beckham, not Beckham. I guess that's
Beckham?
a good Tim Beckham. I guess that's a good.
Tim Beckham's doing fine in
Chicago. When he
probably
first
one of
came
his
up
better
with the
seasons
Rays,
last year.
He was supposed to be, dynamite.
Oh, yeah. Not the White Sox. He's on the White Sox. With the Orioles, right? He was with the Orioles. What is he,
he's finally finding his way, but you know what I mean? Like,
well, Beckham never showed that big a promise.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, though?
But even a guy like Cameron Maben, who didn't show a lot of promises, has carved out a role in the majors. Yeah. So
sometimes speed just makes up for everything. You're fast enough. And look at some catchers.
I met the Orioles, and it really was only one good year with the Rays and the Orioles. It was like traded in the same year or something.
But the other thing, too, is you look at catchers. How many catchers in the major leagues can't hit worth a damn?
A lot.
But they can field. There's not many JT Real Mutos out there who can.
That's why Gary Sanchez is scary, because we might not.
The guy's
catchers
not
too
that
long.
great behind the plate, but he can. When he's on, he can hit.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. How long are you going to go with that defensive deficiency?
Yeah. And
That's
the
the
thing is,
question
you
the
got
Yankees
with
will have.
Romine's great defensively, but he's not. I mean, he proved last year he can hit. He's not a great hitter. There's not many JT Realmuto. Yeah, he's not a great hitter.
What are you talking about? Romine had
good.
like best season last year hitting.
That's because he played all year, most of the year.
I'm not talking about counting. I'm talking average wise. Look at the average.
I'm not saying he had a bad year.
You are.
No, I'm not.
For the standards of catchers around the league, I think he had a really good year.
But I'm saying my main point is there
Or
aren't
catches
many
around the league. I'm
JT
not talking-
Realmutos out there who can do both and do it both well. Am I correct?
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry. I'm not listening.
I said there
I'm
aren't
sorry.
many.
We're on a podcast. I'm supposed to be listening to you, but I
There
wasn't.
aren't many
No,
JT
there's not a lot.
Realmutos
JT
out there who can
Realmuto
do
is an
both well.
anomaly. He's an absolute anomaly.
He's a freak.
Well, I call him a freak, but he's an anomaly. Sanchez could be a better catcher than him this year in terms of hitting.
Could be. I could be a better catcher in terms of hitting than him this year, but that's probably not happening.
JT Realmuto?
Yeah.
You just called him a freak.
It's a joke. I can't hit.
It was a joke, and I'm laughing because it's so absurd.
I couldn't.
So absurd.
I couldn't hit. You put me up there and give me 100 mile-an-hour fastballs. I
Yeah,
ain't hit one.
Romine was only hitting like 240, but still, he had
But
one of
for
his
him-
for the catcher position, 10 home runs, 42 RBIs, and only 242 at bats. Pretty good
It's not bad for him.
for a catcher.
Yeah.
Just for a catcher in general, though, it's not bad.
No.
And he didn't get all that plays because you didn't get all the ABs because Sanchez did come back and play a little bit. So,
Yeah.
last thing I want to bring up, first base. I mentioned Voit a little bit there about the potential of how things would be if multiple outfielders got injured. But
Our boy, by
right
the
now
way,
we're going into.
Alex Fuse posted a question on Facebook yesterday.
Could we get to that after I break up at this point?
Sure, go ahead.
I was in the middle of it. I mean, I guess that's the question was more important than what I was about to bring up. Then go for it.
Well, he brought up the point of who would you rather see at first base, Luke Voit or
All right, so this fits in. Okay, so what I'm saying is, Aaron Boone said they're not going to do a platoon at first base. So that sounds to me that it's either Voit or it's Bird.
I want the Birdman.
Or LeMahieu
Actually, I lied. I don't want the Birdman.
every day. I think LeMahieu is probably not going to get first base because I think they want him to be the person that they do slide in eventually. So I think start off it's either Bird or Voit, and I think it's going to be Voit hands down.
I want Voit to hit one to Beloit every day.
It's not the call, is it?
Yeah, it was last year.
He says that
Voit hits one to Beloit.
to
which is
where?
Beloit, Wisconsin, I believe it is.
Why not Detroit?
Because that would make sense. It's John Sterling.
So if you're in Detroit,
I'm John
but if
Sterling.
you're in Detroit, it'd even be better.
Yes.
Voit hits one out of Detroit. I mean, so
I
it's so
like
perfect. Anywhere you slice it.
Mhm. Yep.
No, it's got to be Voit. I don't know what the spring training's looking like, but it's got to be Voit, and I think it makes more sense.
I think
Probably
it makes more sense in the long run.
And he had such a good year, end of year last year. You got to give him April and May to prove it. But I think eventually you could be looking at DJ LeMahieu being your everyday first baseman. What do you think?
It's possible. I mean, LeMahieu's so flexible; he can play anywhere, really.
Right, but I'm saying that the first base could end up being his, because if Voit or Bird don't claim it, I think you're looking at him being your first baseman. Hey, is Bird going to even make the opening day roster?
I think so. He's got to be backup first baseman, right?
But if you have DJ LeMahieu who can play first base, you don't need a backup first baseman if he's your backup first baseman. I guess you need three. I don't know, but can Andujar also play first base? Aren't they starting to tame him at first? No,
I don't know. It's tough to say.
I'm sure Bird will make the roster, but is there a reason for him to make the roster? I don't know.
I guess not really.
What?
I guess not really. But I mean,
But he probably will. Give him some chance.
Yeah.
Give him a chance. I have actually faith in Bird. I do. I still have faith in Bird, but I do think it's Voigt's job to lose, and hopefully Bird, if he gets an opportunity to take it back, does everything he can to do it. So that would be obviously the perfect scenario. All right, anything else on the Yankees, Mike James?
I'm good, man.
All
Let's
right.
go get some food. I'm hungry.
All right, let's get some food. We can't go there yet, but you can go to DeAndrea's.
I'm not going to DeAndrea's today, but make sure you go.
We can't because we're both on diets right now. But
Yes.
once we're off them, we're going to DeAndrea's
Yes.
probably at least once a week. So
33 Caroline Street, 645, Route 9 in Gansevoort. Go check it out. Say hi to Rory, Taylor, and the gang. Tell them about you. Tell them you heard about it right here on the Sittin Sportside podcast.
And you can find all of the Sittin Sportside podcasts on 1045theteam.com on the podcast tab. Click on Sittin Sportside podcast, take you to the YouTube playlist on youtube.com/team1045 on the Sittin Sportside podcast playlist. Thank you for joining us. I'm Eric Hanneman, and for Mike James, have a great one.
Stay classy.